What's up, observers? Hope you're ready for another great episode of Third Party Observers. Austin, John, and Stan here, ready to offer some entertainment, for 45 minutes of quality entertainment for you on this day.
A few nuggets of wisdom.
Whatever day it is that you're listening or watching to this.
I don't know if I'd go, there's probably zero wisdom.
Zero?
This show.
There's a little bit of wisdom.
A lot of entertainment.
Most of the wisdom.
Hopefully,
is
some smiles, but
just not to do what we do.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll shed some light on things that you should do. Things that are okay that maybe have previously not been thought of as okay.
Maybe
there's some foreshadowing happening right now.
There's some foreshadowing. So today's episode, we're going to answer some Would You Rather. We're going to talk about someone's hot take. We won't say whose. And that hot take is going to take us right into our draft, which most of us are not really in any way prepared for. I mean,
zero.
We really have no experience for this draft, so it will be...
It'll be interesting, to say the least.
Interesting. And
I've done zero research. I'm going to go... I took producer Amy's advice. I just went from the heart.
Oh,
I feel like that's a recurring theme with you, John.
Well, it's because I won so many drafts in a row, I've gotten complacent, and I got lazy, and I was just
cocky.
And cocky. But I did not win the last one, so maybe I should start doing more research into these things.
Yeah, despite that big old head, you couldn't keep that hat on in Chicago.
I could not.
Just blew right away.
Listen, it's called the Windy City for a reason, and it blew away. But you know what? I ordered a new one, so it's all good, and I should have just probably paid the $15 for the Uber. Because that's how much the hat costs.
Yeah. Well, before we get started on today's show, make sure you follow us on social media, Twitter @PartyObservers, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube @ThirdPartyObservers. And as always, or I say as always, as recently, today's podcast is brought to you by Iron Monk, Stilly Wheat. This is the beer of the podcast of this episode.
There may be different beers in the future.
Yeah. Oh, there for sure will be.
You know what would be really funny is if somehow Iron Monk got a hold that you're like, yeah, these guys said you were sponsoring their podcast, and they're like, send us a cease and desist letter.
We in no way condone what is happening on this podcast.
We're not profiting off of it.
No, that's true.
But we could be defaming their name by the content that we
Producer Amy, do you have any insight into the legal allegations that could potentially
I should
our way?
ask Angie.
You work in marketing.
She
You should know.
is
She's a producer.
lawyer.
She's supposed to know all these things.
terrible
on.
producer.
The producer protects us from ourselves, mostly.
There's a lot of protecting that needs to happen from ourselves. That's for sure.
But regardless, today's podcast is brought to you by Iron Monk Brewery, located in Stillwater, where we are recording this very podcast.
Yeah.
So, Iron Monk, if you are
Really?
listening,
Just about a mile away.
maybe we record a podcast on site.
Ooh, good call.
That's just one thought.
Maybe
They've got a
we
nice
bring you
outdoor area.
tens of listeners.
Well, we might bring a few customers in the door.
Yeah.
Ourselves.
So,
included.
yeah.
Mostly
if,
just ourselves.
If you're coming to Stillwater and you go to Iron Monk Brewing Company, not distillery, just let them know the Third Party Observer sent you, and they'll say, who's that?
They'll be real confused.
So look them up on Facebook, and you will see everything that you need to see.
You'll see a thriving podcast.
Yeah.
Thriving.
Okay, well, before we get into Would You Rather, I needed to bring something up. Most people know I'm not the most tech savvy person.
True.
Just any kind of technology I have no desire to learn about. I just let people do it for me. And Stan basically runs all the tech for this podcast. More than happy to let him do that because I have no desire to learn. So anyway,
My apologies.
we
Technical difficulties.
yeah, our technology expert on the podcast decided to
Turn the volume on
turn
the
the
TV
volume
on.
on the TV up. So we'll see how good if he can sound that out. But anyway,
is
sorry.
there a finish to this thought here?
Yeah,
Just kind of rambling.
So
It's like a Michael Scott. Like sometimes when I start a sentence, I don't even know where it's going.
I just hope I find it along the way.
yeah. So John and I have several Google speakers set up throughout the house.
Mhm.
I've got, well, John has 2 Google Minis and a Google Display, and I've got a Google Mini. And then so we each have a Google Mini in our rooms and then some in the common areas.
Mhm.
Well,
They're listening.
John's voice is
It's
obnoxious, but it's
speak-
piercing.
Obnoxious.
It's
That's all right.
piercing. If anyone ever listened to our like first 3 episodes or our Chief and Chong podcast before we had fancy mics and
Yeah.
sound systems, John routinely hurt people's eardrums.
Blew out.
Blew out the microphone that we were using.
I'm sorry. I get excited.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But
Obnoxious.
the same thing
Bullshit.
applies in the house because the Google speaker, regardless of who's talking, will pick up your voice from across the house,
Yeah.
even if you're not talking to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, Google, turn on the light, the Google he's talking to in the living room might turn on the light, but then my room will also pick up that and turn on the light.
your light.
Yeah. So I listen to Spotify almost every day at work.
Mm-hmm.
And so John is struggling to keep it together over here. We're gonna get there.
You can get through this.
Yeah. So routinely, my Spotify says that I'm playing Ariana Grande. And so when it first started happening, I mean, I'd be like on my work at my work computer, and it would come up as, "Oh, you're listening to Ariana Grande on your speaker in your room."
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, that's real weird," because I was like, John listens. John really likes female pop artists. He listens to a lot of them.
Listen, if you have a good jam, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I was like,
It doesn't matter your gender. I'm progressive like that.
yeah. So I was just like, John's in the house a lot of times when I'm at work.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, it makes sense that John is going to ask a Google to play music and then that my speaker would pick it up and that he's not going to hear it. Totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really think much of it. It started happening more and more. And I was like, man, this is getting a little too suspicious. Mostly because it's always Ariana Grande. So,
Listen, she's vocally talented.
yeah. Yeah. So Spotify recently came out with a new feature.
I know this is going.
Well, I guess a few things. Originally it came out with one thing, kind of like the year-end wrap,
Yeah.
but it's uniquely you.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically the same thing where it tells you who you're listening to the most, but it's really specific to you. Like only you would do this. Well, the very first thing is only you would jump from Willie Nelson to Ariana Grande. And I was like, God, I don't listen to it. It made me so mad. I was like, there's something going on. Well, Spotify also has this other new feature where it shows you the history of the music that you listen to, which I don't love, but it was convenient to my digging.
To find out
And
what was
yesterday,
going on.
I was about to leave work, and I was kind of just looking at it because I was trying to find an album I was listening to earlier in the day. And I saw that Ariana Grande had been played several times, but like it had played and it had since stopped.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, maybe John, he caught it and he said, oh, Austin Speaker's also playing. He's not going to like that.
That's not true.
But so then we were at a trivia night last night.
Yep.
And I confront John about it because I say, hey, it was weird. I turned down the sensitivity to my Google so that it wouldn't pick up your voice as much. But did you notice today that it was still playing Ariana Grande? And he was like, no, I sure didn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But, you know, he had that little smirk he has whenever he's obviously lying.
I don't smirk at all.
And so, you know, I was just going to pressure him a little bit more and see if he would admit to it.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, my question is, why is it always Ariana Grande? I mean, like, if you're listening to music in the house, like, all right, but always Ariana Grande. And he's like, well, that's what I listen to when I go to sleep. Like, that's the music, because it's always like, this is Ariana Grande, that Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
This is the music that I listen to when I go to sleep. You know, that's cool. That's your choice, man.
Yeah.
Not really the soothing music that I would think of when I go to sleep. But, you know, maybe that's what works for you. But I knew he was lying. I was just going to see if he would admit it. So
I know nothing.
then last night, I was looking through the settings on the Google Home, and I figured out that it also it has just a whole log of every command you've ever given it.
Really?
Which,
Did not know that.
first of all, is a little creepy.
Yeah.
But in my research,
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Are you gonna die, John? You gonna make it?
In my research, I noticed a few trends. That whenever I was going to be out of the house for a prolonged period of time and unlikely to be using Spotify,
Yeah.
my Google would receive a command
To play Ariana Grande.
to play Ariana Grande until like 8 a.m. or, 4 p.m., whenever the next time I would be projected to be back in the house.
So you can tell it to stop playing at
At a certain time.
Ooh. That seems pretty strategic.
So my first question is, one, will you admit it now? Two, why?
Oh, this is fantastic. I know exactly why. Because he wants to screw up your end of the year and have Ariana Grande be your number one.
My number one artist.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
That's so funny.
Explain yourself.
John, I commend you. That's hilarious.
Get the man some oxygen.
He's dying over here.
Oh, my stomach hurts so much. I'm laughing too much. Oh,
This is.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. But hypothetically speaking,
Oh no!
All right. Well, continue while Stan takes this.
someone were doing something
Uh-huh.
to mess with your music,
Uh-huh.
it would probably be a really funny prank.
Yeah.
Someone would probably think that.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
What gave you the idea?
He just schemes. He schemes because he's up all night at work. Sometimes he doesn't have anything to do.
He is
He's
a
like,
prankster.
What can I do to Austin? See, that's a great prank because it pays off.
Yeah. And I think he expected to be able to get away with it longer.
Well, because of the fact that you're not usually this tech savvy.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you really wanted to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. When did you start?
Someone might have started it in January.
All right.
He wanted to have the whole year, so he made
Yeah.
it 6 months without getting caught.
Listen, I'm not saying it was me and that I did something. I didn't say I went to your speaker and spoke quietly to it so it wouldn't pick up on any other speakers. But, I mean, that's a pretty long con.
That's pretty well thought out
Yeah.
prank.
And he probably would have gotten away with it completely
Yeah.
had he not gotten greedy and tried to do it like when I was at work, because I routinely listen to Spotify at work.
Yeah.
You could have done so much better.
Yeah.
But
It's been a
you
funny
know how much I hate pranks. So expect full retaliation
Listen, this wasn't even.
in a more dramatic way than it should be. It's going to be overreaction, is what it's going to be. You're going to live in fear for the next 6 months.
No.
Austin doesn't get even; he gets ahead.
Listen, if you want to prank me
I
back,
could possibly end our friendship, depending on what I do.
listen.
It's great. John's about to move out anyway.
I am.
It's true.
But if you want to prank me back, that would be uncalled for because I've never admitted to anything.
That's
I can
fine.
neither confirm nor deny.
But I'm just saying, whoever's doing that prank, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's also very harmless.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, I'm not going to harm you, John. You shouldn't worry about that.
I'm not worried about this.
I'm not a violent person.
No.
Mm,
Okay.
I never wake up and choose violence.
Okay.
false.
I feel like that is also very false.
Well, producer Amy can acknowledge the conversation that we had last night whenever I discovered the specific commands in the Google log, and which was the nail in the coffin that confirmed it, because who else could have done it?
But I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
you do it in your sleep. I don't know.
yeah, when I'm not there, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Luna has learned how to talk, and I think there's really only one possibility.
You never know.
You never
Dogs
know.
can be pretty smart.
Not her. Well, thought I'd share it at least. And I'm disappointed in you.
I don't know why you would be.
All right.
John, I'm not disappointed. That's hilarious.
I mean,
That's a great prank.
it was a good quality prank.
What do you mean was? What makes you think he's gonna stop?
Oh, it'll stop. Okay. Well, we can get back to the show. I needed to bring that up publicly instead of just in private, because if it was in private, well, more words would have probably been said, and hands might have been thrown. Who knows?
Remember when you just said you were not a violent person?
Well, I didn't say who was throwing the hands.
Listen,
Well, John only has one hand.
I'm just the innocent party here. I have not confessed to anything. Innocent until proven guilty. So,
So I should pull out the voice logs from Google.
They keep recordings. Busted.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's hilarious.
Well, let's get to what's some would you rather. We can't dwell on this stupid prank forever.
But I'll dwell on it for a while.
Well thought out prank.
Yeah.
Prank Sinatra.
Prank Sinatra.
Okay. Would you rather be in a this? What's the point? How do you get back to a show?
I mean, we've probably already wasted 20 minutes.
We've wasted a bit.
Enough.
So, you know what, John? What do? You want to visit a volcano or you want to visit a rainforest? Huh?
I've already visited a volcano. I'd take the rainforest.
Rainforest so wet.
It's true. Well, rainforest.
I feel like a lot of times there's rainforests around volcanoes. I feel like you could do both
Hawaii?
at the same time. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I know it's disappearing.
I just don't like the idea of maybe accidentally falling in lava.
Why I didn't visit an active volcano, but
Oh, well.
I don't like the idea of the rainforest and all the creatures that live inside of it. Snakes and poison dart frogs, and
The such.
spiders.
you don't have to go in. You
boa
can just look
constrictor.
at it and be like, "Ooh, that's a pretty forest."
I will fly over it.
Yeah.
That's not visiting, though.
Yeah. You have to be in it. Same with the volcano.
You have to be in the volcano, John.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather be an Olympic gold medalist or an astronaut? I feel like this is easy.
Well,
Astronaut.
It depends on what the gold medalist is. Like, if
No.
I could tell you right
Nah.
now, if
Too much
it's,
work.
What is that?
Gymnastics.
No.
Swimming,
Pole vaulting.
No. Oh, the
curling,
well,
ping pong.
Curling is not a real
Tennis.
sport. Ping pong not a real sport. But that's
Badminton.
water dancing. Synchronized
Water
swimming.
polo.
Synchronized swimming. That's not a real
Water
sport.
dancing.
God, there's a lot. This is making me realize how many not real sports are in the Olympics. It's how we just give out medals to anybody for any freaking thing. Like,
What's the one where they're skiing and shooting?
That's
What's it called?
decathlon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
That's a real thing. That actually takes skill.
I don't know. You're going to space if you're an astronaut.
You
Like,
don't
that's
even
freaking
like
cool.
space.
yeah, I don't like space movies, but it'd still be like, wow, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'd go to the space before I'd go like in a submarine into the ocean.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you get to see whether it's a flat Earth or not. You know, those are
With
big.
your own
That's a
two
big
eyes.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course, if it's a flat Earth, they kill you right on the spot.
Is this
Because-
something you're conflicted about, Austin?
No. I was thinking about this the other day. You remember what? I mean, flat Earth was being talked about a ton,
A couple years ago.
and there was like some trip planned. A bunch of flat earthers were going to get on a boat and sail
off
to the
edge
edge
of the world.
of it just to
Yeah.
prove. And I think they were like planning on heading the Antarctica route.
Yeah.
I was pretty stoked about that. I was like, it's good to get rid of them. We'll go ahead and we'll just let them
So
be
they
on
were
their
gonna-
boat together.
They were going to prove by their deaths that the Earth
Well,
was
they
flat?
were just gonna.
I
take
think
a
it was
picture
going to
of
be a
the edge.
Facebook live stream
yeah.
or something.
They think
but-
they're going to get service.
I
on
mean,
that?
Hotspot.
I've tried to get I like to cause chaos and I like to push
John,
people's
chaos?
buttons.
No.
And I've tried to get
No,
behind
that doesn't seem like you.
the flat Earth
We haven't heard
theory,
any stories recently of you like to press people's buttons.
but I can't get into the flat Earth theory. It's too dumb. It's so dumb. I can't get into it.
You can't.
I missed the whole beginning part of that.
yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
You want to be into the flat Earth,
Well, like,
but
you know, I just-
can't.
Yeah, like I want to find a conspiracy
He likes
theory
to
that
push
I like
buttons.
can get people like find other flat
Like
Earth
like
Eastern
theories.
anti-vaxxers.
Like anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
How I like to mess with them.
But flat earthers, if you engage them, they will come back at you like with a passion.
well, so will
They're very
anti-vaxxers.
passionate.
Come at us,
Yeah.
or what? Who?
Flat earthers.
Everyone, come at us. You know.
The Earth is round.
So
Yeah.
you say.
Yeah.
I do say.
We're just part of the system, you know. All right. So what are you choosing? Are you choosing gold medalist or an astronaut?
I'd probably choose gold medalist.
In what?
Just
sport?
giving gold medals out for anybody.
Yeah. In a real sport, not any of those dumb sports we just listed. I guess probably the coolest. I mean, I'd do swimming or I'd do. Ooh, the snowboarding one would be cool. Yeah, I'd choose snowboarding.
All right.
Interesting.
Nobody cares. We're astronauts.
Astronaut's cooler.
Yeah.
I'd be more famous though.
Definitely not. There's a lot.
You think so?
How many people have been
I
Olympic
can't-
gold medalists?
Compared to how many
that you-
people have
that
been
you
in
can
space?
Name, and the
Well.
ratio is completely different.
Oh, I can't.
I can name way
three-
more gold medalists than I can name
Yeah,
astronauts.
But there have been thousands of gold medalists.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're
Oh, I'm
in
saying
rare
an
company.
astronaut today. I couldn't name you an astronaut today. Neil Armstrong,
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin,
Yeah.
the two first astronauts. Can I
Easy.
name any other than that? Tom Hanks in Apollo 13. Like
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
See, they could make movies about
they could
Stan
make
or me.
they could make movies about it. They have made movies about Olympic gold medalists.
They're
Michael
not making
Phelps has
about
one.
you.
Space is cooler.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of
This
your
is
life?
such a hard question.
Is it?
Yes.
I think you give up AC and heat, and you move to somewhere where the climate's pretty, temperate.
Well, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about just like staying where I am now.
I mean, yeah, if we stayed in Oklahoma, it would suck.
yeah.
Yeah. I think to make it harder, it would be you stay where you are.
I would give up internet. Easy.
Same. I'm a wuss. I can't
Yeah,
live
I
without
can't-
air conditioning or
I can't sleep.
I'll read so many books.
That was my thought too.
Yeah.
I used to read so much, like just fiction books just for fun. I don't read anymore.
I try to.
Oh.
I usually
I
read
read-
about 10 books a year or so.
Well, let's say that. I
Yeah.
just finished a book, but
See, I think I'm on
I don't read
like book
near
6
as
or
much
so
as I
of the
used
year.
to. Yeah,
It's a good pace.
more than I've done.
Yeah.
Books are fun.
Well, get rid of the internet and.
Well, I
maybe you'll
use
improve.
the internet to listen to Audible, but
Okay.
that's not reading a book.
I mean, it counts.
It's engaging with the book.
yeah.
It
yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, that's our would you rather questions for the day. And we'll do a quick hot take. That way, it leads us into our draft because it fits real nicely. And I know I've already kind of talked quite a bit for this episode, but This is my hot take, and it's that I think it should be fine to put a baby in a cage.
A cage.
Like a dog cage?
Well, yeah, I mean it's a crib with a lid on it,
Okay, that tracks.
and I don't see now. Okay, we just saw Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
No spoilers, unless you haven't seen Quiet Place 1. But they put their baby in a box, and I think that's way worse than.
Was there an
they
air hole?
Now get the idea of the monsters out. They put the baby in a box. Let's just leave it there. Those are the facts. A cage, I mean, it really just protects the baby from.
They can't climb out
They
that way.
can't climb out. They can't, fall and hurt themselves.
So when you say put a baby in a cage, are you talking about just like at night, like when they're going down for a nap?
Or when they're a little fussy, And you just.
So when you get tired of baby goes in the cage.
When the baby needs a timeout, you just put it. I'd treat it the same way I would treat Luna.
Wow!
I would feed it much better.
Luna, for those of you who don't know, is a dog.
But
Well, yeah, because if Luna was my child and I just admitted to sticking my child in a cage, I think people
I
would
was
have
just
some
making
concerns.
sure that people knew that Luna was your dog.
Yeah, no, I
can
appreciate you looking out
understand.
for me.
I can understand if, like, you wanted to just put your kid down for the night and you didn't want him crawling out of the crib to put
Yeah.
a lid on the crib. That's fine. But what you're talking about is like throughout the day, if you just get tired of the kid, throw him in the cage.
I mean,
you
people
don't
do that.
throw it. You said it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
If you make the cribs big enough, it's just like a playpen, and it just has a lid on it.
Listen,
I'm just trying to contain this baby,
I'm tracking.
especially once they get mobile.
I'm
oh
tracking
my gosh.
with you.
I can't wait to see you as a father.
I'm tracking with you.
I
I got it.
Yeah, I guess also none of us are fathers, so
Yeah, there's
parents,
no
come at
childbearing
us.
experience from any of us.
yeah. No, I think it's fine.
I don't see a problem with your argument.
I don't see a problem in some situations.
It's a relief. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna
You don't keep it in there forever.
I'm not gonna put the baby in the cage and then go
Well,
out for dinner.
I didn't think you were going to do that. Well, that's kind of what you made it sound like.
No.
Oh, baby's fussy. I'm going to go eat dinner.
I'm still in the house.
Yeah.
It's
It's not like you're leaving it in a car or anything
with
with
the
the
windows
windows
up.
rolled up.
Yeah.
I just get a
No,
Tesla.
I'm still looking out
turn
for the
AC on.
thing. I'm just, I just want to look out for it
In the cage.
like a zoo animal.
where you can toss
You
food
should-
at it.
You should have stopped while you were ahead.
I just wanted to be there.
Is this eye-opening for producer
Oh,
Amy, do you
no.
think? Like, she's like,
Are you
interesting.
rethinking anything?
Not at all. Huh?
I chose right.
Committed.
And
Wow.
she chose right. But all right, well, let us know what you think about that. But that's going to take us into our draft, which we referenced that it was related. Today's draft, we are going to be drafting superheroes that you would want to babysit your kids, or that you would let babysit your kids. So there's no real. Stan was asking a lot of questions before this draft, like a lot of clarifying questions, and
It's
that makes
become
me
a habit because every time we get into a draft, there's some far-fetched thing that I didn't think about, and you guys are like, "Oh no, you can't pick that." So I was just
Don't
covering
feel
my
like
bases.
that's true.
I'm a little bit concerned that you've been searching for a loophole because, especially after last week, both of you.
I mean, what loopholes are there to be found in this
We
draft?
don't
anyway?
know.
I don't know.
We thought it was very clear.
Yeah, is a superhero. That's as broad a definition as it needs to be.
Can babysit
Any
your children.
superhero.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like in the Marvel universe or anything.
No.
It's just a superhero.
Yeah.
You could draft Captain Underpants. Maybe he's on your list. Maybe I don't know. I don't know anything about
He is
Captain
not
Underpants.
on my list.
I have
Um,
know nothing about him.
I don't think I would want Captain Underpants babysitting my kids.
Well, he's a child, isn't he?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
I know nothing.
I thought he was a starfish. Is he not?
A starfish.
I think that's SpongeBob.
That's Patrick.
I don't know. I remember it's something in underwear and a cape.
It's a little baby,
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, maybe.
Anyway.
maybe he could babysit my kids.
Austin, you got first pick.
I do have first pick.
So let's hear it.
And I think there's a couple that you could go with right off the bat.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with one that's a little more current in people's minds, that we saw, raise and manage some kids of her own.
think I know
I'm
where
going
you're
with Wanda Maximoff.
Interesting.
Maximoff.
Interesting.
Scarlet
The
Witch.
Scarlet Witch. back to my caged baby idea. If the kids get a little fussy, she can do some little magic, and they can just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Not die. They can go to sleep.
Listen, her kids weren't even real. They were just figments
They
of her.
became real.
I don't think they did.
She physically manifested them.
Yeah.
No, because whenever she let
Yeah.
the magic go away, they went away.
Did they?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they did.
Doesn't matter. She could do it.
Okay. Well, that's
She's a witch.
Good
She
pick.
still has those powers over real babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people. I mean, she put a whole town under a spell. What better way to, manage some kids for a few hours?
Okay.
Again, none of us are parents. So this is probably going to be upsetting to a lot of people because
Yeah.
most people probably are parents.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take who I thought was the clear 101 overall,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be Ant-Man.
Oh.
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I guess he has a daughter.
He has a kid. He is, he's good with them. Whenever he's under house arrest, you see all of his. Well, he's a superhero. Watch
Yeah.
Marvel Universe. He makes like a huge slide for her, entertains her. He's a great dad.
But he couldn't provide a great life for her because he was always in the house.
Yeah.
He was under house arrest.
Yeah, he's not even he has to have visitation rights. Like he's
Yeah.
not even like
He's a
there all
good
the
dad.
time. I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, he does create a dog for her. That's pretty cool. Out of an ant, which would be terrifying.
That'd be
But
that'd be
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind Paul Rudd as my dad. Granted, I guess we're not drafting Paul Rudd. We're drafting Ant-Man. But,
yeah.
You know. Okay. Well. Stan?
Well, my 101, I thought this would be taken by now already, but I'm going to go with someone who's an actual mom. I guess yours was too, sort of.
Listen, it's
Elastigirl.
2021. Guys can be
Moms too.
Well, they can be moms too. But they
Elastigirl.
can
Listen,
be-
it's my turn.
I'm talking because
It's
you're
my
being
turn, John.
sexist. This is a progressive podcast.
If you would listen for more than 2 seconds, my first pick is Elastigirl. She's an actual mother.
Yep.
And to go along with that, my second pick is Mr. Incredible. He's an actual father.
See.
yeah, but when he has his kids, it's chaos. Like in Incredibles 2.
Yeah, but he has super kids, and my kids are not super kids.
Yeah, but if he has superpowers,
Wow.
And
It's
if
just really just shit on your kids there.
well, they don't have
It's
superpowers.
like, wow, these are dumb kids.
Well,
They're not super.
that's not what I said at all.
But okay, aren't you a little bit worried that Elastigirl may be stretched a little too thin?
No, not really.
We really
No.
need a sound effect for that.
Yeah, we could do that, but not right now.
Okay. I mean,
Actual parents, both superheroes.
So are-
they
mine's
could
an actual
protect
parent.
them in the case of an emergency with their superpowers, and they're actual parents.
yeah. I mean, I do agree slightly with John that Mr. Incredible
he's not a good dad.
does seem to be a little what's the word? Non-observant. I don't know. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't pay
that's fair.
attention to
He's
him,
kind of like
you
an
know?
absent dad.
Yeah.
Kind of like, classic 80s dad.
Yeah. Kids are getting lost all the time. He just seems
Well,
like
because the
he's-
baby can
he's
float
more-
through walls.
he's more concerned about his career. You know.
I would agree
We
with
saw that at the beginning. He was like, you know what? I'm going to be a good little accountant
Mm.
or whatever he was at the beginning before he assaulted his boss,
Mm.
which is a thing in the movie that no one talks about. All right, John.
All right, I'm going second one. You got to see it in his last movie, but I'm going Iron Man. He seemed to be a very good dad. He also has all that technology, entertain the kids. So
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go kind of a similar route as Stan, and I'm going to go with Vision. Wanda's husband, partner.
I
What
don't know.
do you
He's
call
a,
someone
think
who's
they
in
were-
love with a robot?
I don't think they're technically married.
Yeah.
There's probably a term for that.
But talk about a guy who's not going to lose track of the kids because he can see all things. If they're like try to go through walls, boom, he'd go through that wall. Well, I guess the kids aren't going to go through the wall. They're going to be on the opposite side. He's just going to sneak through. So they're not getting away. And also, he knows all things. So if the kids, kids love to ask questions. They could learn so much from Vision. So I'm going with Vision for my next pick. And then for my third pick,
It's a great pick.
I'm gonna go with Professor X.
Oh,
dang it! That's my next pick.
Oh, I was gonna go with that because he can control
Their
people's
minds, just like Wanda. God,
You got 2 mind controllers?
yeah.
Greedy.
Babies aren't.
Greedy.
They're gonna be so peaceful. And yeah, he'll be able to know what they're thinking. You know, can you imagine Professor X as like caring for an infant, like the lifesaver, because babies are crying. You're like, oh, what do you want? Like I tried feeding you. And it's like baby just wants to be held. Professor X knows that. He'll hold that baby. And also, he's old, so he's like a sweet little grandpa. So
Depends on which movie you're watching.
it's true. I'm thinking wheelchair version
Yeah.
of Professor X,
Yeah.
but
That's the most common one.
yeah.
All right, good pick. Okay, I'm gonna go Captain America. He's always gonna do the right thing. He's gonna protect your kids no matter what. Man of virtue. He's gonna teach them good things. So
Yeah, I mean, well, which Captain America? Because we just watched a series where there was a brief stint of a Captain America
Okay.
that I would not
I'm
want
taking,
watching.
I'm
my
taking
kids.
Steve Rogers Captain America, not the new Captain America.
Yeah, whoever that crazy psycho was that just bashed in some guy's chest
Yeah.
Yeah.
and went
Not
insane.
doing
Pretty
him.
creepy. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if they haven't watched it now, they're not going to watch it. That's
Right.
a movie could just come out, and that's how I feel. Yeah, if they haven't seen it by now.
It's their own fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Man, you guys really picked apart my picks.
Why don't you just draft the full Incredibles family?
That's not a bad idea, but not a good idea either.
You could have Dash.
Nah, Dash is...
He could really chase around those kids.
He could, but he's a child himself.
Yeah.
Maybe older child. Maybe could babysit. Sure.
Listen, he
Don't want
he
him.
helped save the world.
Don't want him.
He's very mature
I mean,
for his
they all
age.
did. Yeah. So did Jack Jack? No, he didn't.
Jack
The
just causes
second one.
chaos.
Yeah.
That's John, you should have picked Jack Jack. Chaos is your friend.
He is. That is. I do like it, but he would not be a good babysitter.
Okay, this is a little bit lesser known. Still pretty popular in the X-Men world. I'm gonna pick Storm
Oh,
because
interesting. Not who I thought you were going to
she is always the
woman?
one that takes care of the kids at the school.
Oh, is
Whenever
she?
they're yeah, she's always like
You
making sure the kids
recently
are okay.
watched.
I did recently
the
watch one of
first
them. Yeah.
X-Men. Yeah, those are little details that you forget about.
Yeah, yeah. But she's always helping the kids at the school, taking care of them, and she can zap some people with lightning if they get too close. So
Not the babies.
bad guys,
Bad guys.
bad guys.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think I'm gonna have to go with Superman. So he can see through walls. If they start floating through walls or whatever, he can see where they're going. He can get to them. He can protect them. He can fly. He can pick them up. If they get away, he can go find them real fast. Superman. And he's just generally a good guy. Clark Kent. You try
I
that
hate
out.
Superman.
Why?
I don't know. I've just never liked him.
Well, you're entitled to an opinion.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can't really be like, oh, Superman, what a terrible role model. But
Pretty good role model.
I've just, always hated him.
Yeah.
Well,
But I've also
fine.
identified with darker characters. So, yeah.
Gosh, dang it! That was gonna be my next pick. So, and this is where not making a list of people was really coming back to haunt me
yeah.
because now I'm just like, who do I pick? Thanos is not a real he's not a superhero. I'd say he's a villain.
Super villain.
Super villain.
Yeah, not hero.
Depends how you look at it.
I mean,
He did
I had one on
save
here just for fun.
Bane.
I'll talk about it later, though.
okay.
I mean, he's technically a
Joker?
superhero.
I'm gonna go. You know what? This is probably gonna tank me, but I think someone, he has a great story arc. Starts off as a terrible person,
I hope this is who I
but
think it is.
as it comes around, he becomes a lot better. Well, he's not a person. Rocket the raccoon. He's gonna have all kinds of fun with the kids. Are just gonna love it. They're like, oh, you want to go do whatever you want, but stay safe. Great. It's gonna be the kid's best friend.
I feel like he's gonna be the one that hands the kid a grenade launcher. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
go have fun."
Yeah, or he's
They're
gonna
gonna
like,
go blow themselves up.
No,
or he's gonna take the kid's eye. you
maybe
know?
maybe at first Guardians of the Galaxy, but
He collects body parts.
In
Yeah.
the Avengers Endgame, he comes around. He's like, "Oh, I should really start being a better person or better raccoon because all my friends
Better raccoon.
all my friends will leave me because I'm so mean." And then he's gonna become a better person or raccoon. So,
But he hates being treated as a pet, and a kid would be unable to separate that
depends
because
on how
kids
old
are
he-
dumb.
Nah,
And
he will be the.
so they're
going
gonna try to pet him, and he's gonna give him rabies or something.
He will not. He is not. He does not have
Do
rabies.
space coons have rabies?
He does not have rabies.
I don't know.
He's genetically modified.
That's true.
Yeah.
He collects body parts.
Yeah, no, I would worry about the safety of my child if Rocket
I would not.
was watching him. Now, these are all like individual people watch. Like, it's not a team effort, right?
Oh,
I think it's all individual. Like,
Sure.
Okay.
because if it's a team
well,
effort,
that would have changed how I drafted.
yeah, then you would have drafted.
I would not have drafted Mr. Incredible.
Why?
I feel like he's stronger in a team effort.
No, I'm saying if it was by himself
Oh, so you
Oh.
were drafting as a team
As
effort?
a unit.
as a team.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, I thought that's what the point was. We're drafting 4 people to babysit your kids.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think it really impacts anything in either way.
Yeah.
At least on my end.
Well, then, Captain America's going to keep Rocket the Raccoon in check.
Yeah. But Rocket and Iron Man together
Oh,
the whole time. That's
Nah, that everyone they're
Too
in-
much sarcasm.
They're in the Avengers. They will teach the
and
children.
then you throw in
sarcasm.
Ant-Man, who's just, super sarcastic as well.
Just
Oh,
dicking
my
around all the time.
kids would it be so sarcastic, just
Yeah,
like me.
they'd be little assholes.
Baby
Okay.
Jones
Yeah. They would be like you.
playing
Yeah.
Ariana Grande on Austin's.
Okay, so I've got the last pick. I've got Wanda Maximoff, Vision, Professor X, and then for my last pick, I think I'm gonna go with another person who's a parent. You don't hear about it a lot in a show, but he is a great father. I'm going with Hawkeye. Hawkeye
Oh,
is lovable,
yeah.
and he can teach my kid some cool things with a bow and arrow, and play catch with him. That's what he was doing with one of his kids when they went zapped away.
Dust.
So yeah, I'm going with old Mr. Hawkeye himself.
Good old Hawkeye.
Yeah, I really wanted to draft Thanos.
I thought
should've.
it'd be hilarious to draft Deadpool.
Yeah,
Who'd you think I was going to draft, Stan?
Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
No, he's not a good babysitter.
No, definitely not. But what a good time the kids would have until they
They
died.
would learn
They would learn a
lot
lot
of
of things you don't want them to
inappropriate
learn.
things. Yeah, I thought about Spider-Man too.
But he's a kid.
I mean, it depends on which version you're using.
yeah, where
but,
you're watching it.
I thought also his Spidey senses, like if they were up to no good, it alert him. He'd catch it.
Well, I think that is only like if he's in danger. Not like, oh, someone's being bad.
Going along with the cage theme, I thought of Green Lantern because he could just like put him in a cage from his ring, hold him there.
It's true.
I've zero knowledge of Green Lantern aside from
He
the
has a
fact that
magical
Ryan
ring.
Reynolds was
Oh, that
guy.
first of all was not a
good representation.
no, not at all.
Oh, I beg to disagree.
Beg to disagree.
Beg to differ.
There you go.
Beg to differ. Listen, is it a good movie? No.
No.
Is it entertaining? Yes.
Well, yeah. I'm saying as far as like what the Green Lantern is,
I have no idea.
that's not Green Lantern's supposed to be like
you nerd.
An alien,
noble and
Yeah.
He is noble.
of
kinda.
good heart. And not in that one.
Listen,
They picked like the worst guy that. Anyway, regardless, all I'm saying, he's got a fancy ring. He can like make different shapes and shields and stuff, and you can make a box and put the kid in the box. Box wouldn't go away.
Oh, he said no boxes, just cages. Remember?
Just cages.
It has to have air in it.
Yeah.
So,
Air holes.
Well,
Well,
box sounds terrible. Go
Yeah.
cage.
Yeah. Cage is
Crib
fine.
with a lid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crib
yeah.
with
If we
a
can
lid.
do it in Mexico, we
Listen,
can
I
do
didn't
it
actually
in
draft it.
We almost made it through without that joke. We almost made it through.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
It's
I
fine.
missed
We're
it.
not going to repeat it. we're just going to end the show right here. So make sure you head to Twitter.
Cast your vote.
Cast your vote for which of these superheroes are going to be the best babysitters. And also how you feel about putting your kid in a cage. You know,
Let us know.
Let us know. We're here for it.
We want to know from
try it out.
actual parents.
Yeah.
Who else did we attack in this episode? Synchronized swimmers,
Yeah.
anti-vaxxers, flat earthers. We're ready for it. So
Bring it on. Let's hear
we'll have another episode next week. So
See ya.
stay tuned.
it. Bye.